Welcome, and what we have today is a Bradmatic 2AX. They were originally built in the 1970s. There are still quite a few out there. What we're going to do in the next few weeks is to show you how to disassemble this Bradmatic, rebuild the air system, rebuild the main cylinder, clean it up, and get it back to running in factory shape. To begin, if you haven't done so already, we need to remove the transport bar that is crucial when you're taking the Bradmatic on and off your lathe. To remove, there's a screw underneath here. Loosen it up, take it off. Then you remove the two 1/4-20 screws holding the bar on. One. Two. Once the transport bar is removed, ordinarily it would be placed into the location holes in the back. Where using the screws that you remove the bar with, you would screw them to the lid so you wouldn't lose it. We're not going to do that now since we're taking the entire machine apart, but at the end of the video I will show you what to do with it. Okay, now that the transport bar has been removed, that freed up the slide. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start stripping the Bradmatic of all of its trim panels to expose the mounting nuts to remove the air system. Using a 3/32 Allen wrench, start removing the 832 button head screws that are holding the trim panels on. Remove all sides and get yourself a box to put your parts in, because you're going to have a lot of parts, and it's advisable to get a little cup to put all these extra screws that you're going to be acquiring throughout this procedure. There's a plate missing off of this side. I'll address that when I do the reassembly of the unit. Let's continue with this side. There's two screws to take this side panel off. Let's put it in our box. And then there's two screws here that also have to be removed, but this panel will not come off yet because it has two screws that are being held in place with the base plate, but the panel is loose. One other thing we're going to address is we've got the air inlet tube. You can either just twist it off or cut it. It won't really matter. We're going to replace everything anyway. We'll take this and we'll put this into our parts box. And now we'll get ready to start cutting some lines. Now the first batch of lines we're going to cut are the 3 cross-slide air lines that feed the cross-slide cylinder and the sensor line. Right now I'm not too concerned about neatness, so what we're going to do is just cut them off. Those lines are now free. We'll take care of them later. The next step in the process is we're going to separate the cross slide from the air system itself. It's held on by two 3/8 24 bolts. that are on both sides of the cylinder. Just break them loose and just work them on out. And it'll be separated. Okay, there's one, two. You can see now the slide is free. Take our bolts, put them in our container, and now we'll move on to separating the air system from the base plate.